Welcome to So What's It Actually About? I'm your host, Silindile Sikhakhane, and I, along with my wide array of guests, hope to help you better understand and weather the wonderful world of actuarial science. Hello, and welcome to today's episode. I am joined by Silindile. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Hey, nothing ridiculous. Standard question. Tell us about yourself, your background, why outside. Give us a bit of insight into who you are.
Firstly, thank you so much for having me.
No, not at all. Such an honor. Such an honor.
That really. I am Silindile. I'm the firstborn at home. I am from Ladysmith. So if you go to the internet and just search Diamond Rush and Ladysmith, you're gonna see
your picture. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
So you can see
your hometown.
Yeah, where people they're really happy with that incident that happened 2 years ago. But yeah, I'm from Ladysmith. I spent most of my years there with my grandmother.
Okay.
And then later I moved to Durban and finished my high school years there.
Okay.
In a technical school, so they only offered technical subjects.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I did physics and accounting.
Okay.
There's also mechanical engineering and civil engineering.
Yes. Okay.
Electrical. And then I moved here. I'm doing XI now in my honours year.
At the grand old UCT.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And tell me, you said you went to this technical high school. Where did you hear about actuarial science? Why did you choose actuarial science? Surely you had other options. What was kind of your thinking around that decision making?
Funny enough, I didn't know about actuarial science in high school.
No one does.
I never heard about it. So I remember lately one friend of mine asked me why I wasn't applying for an XI bursary because
Interesting.
Yeah, there are some people that came to school to, say you could apply for this bursary. And then I told them, I haven't applied for this course. I don't know anything about this course, and I'm so scared to try something that I've never really heard about.
Yeah.
So then I came to UCT and did Bachelor of Science in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that year, I realized that I didn't really fit in that.
It wasn't an ideal kind of trajectory for you.
So I did some research, and then I decided actuarial science, mainly because I thought there were higher chances that I'd get employed after graduating.
Yes, high probability there, yeah.
Yeah, and also I just wanted something to give me direction. So I knew with actuarial science, you do your studies in university.
Yeah, it's a profession. You do your board exams. It's like a natural progression.
Yeah, so that's what I was looking for. But then as I'm doing the course now, I'm realizing it's more than just job security and money. It's a very important profession. Actuaries generally care about people.
Yeah,
I think that's one thing that I'm really noticing and appreciating this year. And there's also a good sense of community, especially in South Africa.
Yeah,
like a lot of actuaries know each other. I've been going to a few networking events lately, and I'm meeting people, and they all know each other, and they're all speaking the same.
Yeah, they really do. Hey?
Yeah, and there's just very nice support, and I'm really grateful to be in this space.
Which you didn't necessarily feel in your previous years.
Yeah, I didn't.
Which is difficult, right? It's difficult. And can you speak to that experience?
So even when I failed, I think because I had that mentality that it's difficult, yes, it's fine.
This was expected. This is what was going to be part of the journey.
Yes, and also it's my own journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even when I failed, because really, I failed the first time when I was in this course.
No, I know, same.
Yeah, so I was prepared for that, and then
what was your experience? So how was it what you expected? What were the differences, the struggles, the challenges, that sort of thing in it?
I went into the degree having been told that it was going to be hard, right? So I had prepared for that mentally. And because I'd done that switch from Bachelor of Science to actuarial sciences, I had prepared myself and gone into a mental state that this is my own journey. It's not going to be the same as anyone else's. And so I shouldn't really compare myself to anyone else. So I was prepared for the difficulty. But also I've been a very introverted person ever since forever. When you're finding my voice now. So it was kind of hard for me to reach out. There's a lot of support services around UCT, also in the actuarial department. So it was a bit difficult for me to speak out and say, I'm struggling here. And which I think could have helped, if I put myself a bit more out there. But I'm finding my voice now, and I'm realizing that actually you can't make it through this degree if you're working in isolation. You need support system. You need to be working and bouncing off ideas with your peers. You need to consult with your lecturers also if you're stuck, right? So I was prepared for the difficulty, and
And tell me, was there ever a point where you're like, oh, this was the wrong decision, like I'm regretting doing this is not for me?
Funny enough, no.
That's great though. That's great. You had that certainty that it was something that you wanted to do.
Because even when things weren't going my way, I always said this was the best decision that I made. Maybe because I have something that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to graduating.
That's so exciting. So exciting.
I'm looking forward to doing my board exams. I'm looking forward to...
That's a weird thing to look forward to. I'm so excited. But I thank you, girl.
Now he's scared.
Checking. He's good. I'm glad you're excited. I'm glad you're excited.
Structure. And I like that. I like knowing that at least, having an idea of what's next. Because I don't like... going about and not knowing what to expect.
Or not having a structure. Or a pathway.
It's very important.
And it's an interesting thing that I think we haven't really talked about too much on the podcast, is that there is quite a set structure of how to become an actuary, which is actually an advantage, because you kind of know where you're headed, albeit that it's very difficult to pass all those exams. But there is a structure, which is, you're right. It gives you that kind of security in kind of direction. And so then tell me, what have been, there's many things that you said that I want to kind of unpack, but what have been some of the things that you've enjoyed about studying actuarial science? I think, you've spoken about it being difficult, and you've spoken about it, even in it being difficult, you still wanted to do it. So what was it that made you want to do it? What are the things that you enjoy about it that keeps pulling you back to it?
This may sound weird, but the challenges.
Okay.
Very challenging.
You're a sucker for pain. In summary, you're a sucker.
It's a very challenging degree, right? It challenges the way I think as well, my problem-solving skills. So having to bounce off ideas with other people, I like that, you get fresh perspective. Like, I hadn't thought about that when you talk to other people. But also having failed, and I'm not sure if I would have failed if I was maybe chosen
a different pathway.
100%. Maybe I would have failed for sure, but I don't think...
Not to think
But then I'm realizing that failure can actually provide new opportunities.
And you learn so much more.
You learn so much more
than when you succeed.
You learn so much more. Like, I had to repeat my second year mathematical stats. Because I didn't make it through. And so I decided to take some electives, finance and economics there. And I think they're going to be very beneficial moving forward in my career. And also, I did a bit of work last year. And I had to apply some of the concepts that I've learned in my...
That's amazing! Oh, right. So just like it actually all worked out. That's really interesting.
Somehow it works out.
And something I really want to touch on, I think you and I spoke about this a bit when we had a conversation last week, when we just started to get to know each other as lecturer and student. You spoke about your very unique background, and now discovering that actuaries care about people and can help people. Tell me why that's been something that's been so important for you. I think, for a lot of people, the draw to actuarial science is maybe the challenge or the money or the prestige. But you have specifically said, like, that ability to look after people and care for people through the actuarial skill set is something that's really important to you.
I don't know.
Why is that?
I recently discovered that this is a type of insurance that helps, low-income people, right? And I didn't know that such products do exist. And I think back to my community, and I don't really think they have much knowledge about such
products and offerings. Yes,
they really don't know much. And also, a lot of people where I come from, they don't trust insurance companies, especially those big companies. Like, I don't think.
Yeah, they're just going to take my money.
Yeah, they're just going to take my money and not pay out. So I wouldn't be able to afford.
Got you.
Right.
Yeah, they don't care about people like me.
Yes. But it's not like they don't care about their own financial security.
100%.
It's just that they don't really know what's out there.
Got you.
So it's kind of important for me that they learn a bit more, about what's out there, and also just to protect themselves and be able to be protected from things that they wouldn't really think they'd be protected from financially.
Yeah.
Like, for example, last year, back in home, there was an outbreak in the community and a lot of goats died.
Cheapers.
And people back at home, they value their cattle, they value their...
Yeah, it's wealth, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's also a source of food.
Of course.
A lot of families. It's...
and income and etc. It's like that, that ability to be able to support yourself.
Yeah. So then a lot of traders were affected. But I'm just thinking, if they had access to maybe a product that could protect them.
Yes.
In such instances.
Yeah.
And affordable products.
Yes.
For people who don't really earn a lot.
Yes.
Maybe they won't take out such insurance because they really care about these things. So people back at home, they care about different things than...
They have a different set of risks that they're dealing with, but it doesn't mean they care about those risks any less than we care about our risks.
Yeah.
It's just they think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that financial products just don't really care about the risks they're facing.
Yeah.
Right? They're thinking, okay, those products are made for people who are facing, larger risks or risks that they can afford or whatever, but no one really cares about the risks that we are facing, and yet there is a market for that, right? And there's a space to actually create products that are of value to every person that faces risk, because that's what actuaries do, right?
Yeah.
We manage risk.
Yeah.
So I mean, off the back of that, would that be a space you would be interested in working, like designing products specifically for communities that you not only come from, but you also understand? Would that be something that you would be interested in going into?
It's something that has been of interest to me and not lately. It's something that is kind of valuable to me.
Yeah.
Because I want to make a difference. I want to make an impact.
Yeah.
Maybe
Doesn't mean you
educate in any way. Even if in a small way, I help maybe a small family or, just make an impact in some way.
Yeah.
Or maybe educate a bit more, let people know that they are financial products that can be tailored to them, specific for their needs, affordable, so that we don't really have this cycle of parents having to depend on their children for income when they are growing up, right? And also parents maybe having to depend on the government so much, because at the end of the day, a lot of these families struggle. They don't really afford just basic needs, everyday needs. So now if events like this happen where a lot of goats maybe in the family die, food, their source of food is affected, their income is affected, also their wealth, because these goats and these cattle, they pass them down to the next generation.
100%, because they also have their own offspring, etc. Right? So there's that element of how it continues, and so if it dies, like that whole sort of stream is cut off.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's so interesting when we spoke about it, because you specifically came to chat to me about microinsurance, and when you told me your story, I was like, no, you have to look into microinsurance, because what was interesting in the conversation we had is I'm also passionate about microinsurance, but your level of understanding of a community like that is completely different to mine. And so we spoke about product design and how when you design products, it's not just about benefits. It's about actually making sure that people can access and understand those benefits, which is a massive part of what actuaries do. And yet we don't think